Well, class, now we're going to delve into more deeply the concept that we're managing the human resources that we have. So let's look at that concept. 4 major ideas we're going to go through that I think the book presented fairly well. The first one is the idea that diversity equals strength. Now, George S. Patton, general during World War II, and somebody you can really look to for some business guidance on occasion, used to have a saying. He used to say if everybody in the room was coming up with the same idea, then there was one thing that you can draw as a conclusion. Somebody in the room is not thinking too hard. In other words, everybody should be having different views, and they should be ready to discuss them. And that's what he wanted as a manager, is for his field commanders to be able to walk in and say, I think we should do X, somebody else say we should do Y, and then to come to consensus. Diversity allows that. The concept of diversity, the fact that our upbringings are different, our ethnicities are different, okay, our educational levels are different, meaning that as we come together, we each come with a different view of how to solve a problem. And that's a strength, because that means that from those different views, we can coalesce together and come up with a plan, the first step, or the first thing that we discussed here in Foundations, okay, of what we should do. So diversity is a strength, it's not a weakness. And it's something that very often companies, when they get into that concept, when we discussed it of groupthink, it's that idea that you've lost diversity. You've lost the ability to get people who come in with different ideas, with different backgrounds. So diversity is strength. It's something to be worked toward as a positive goal. Next, how do we achieve diversity? The first thing is we have to acknowledge and we have to overcome built-in biases. Sure, there are ethnic biases that we all know about, but there's a variety of other ones. We might only like people that come from a certain university. I'll give you an example. Maybe you only will hire an engineer if he comes from MIT. Well, Stanford also has very good engineers, and there's great ones that come out of University of Michigan. You're biased. You're only looking at one group of people. Or, I'll give you another example. Let's say you only will hire somebody if they live in Massachusetts. Well, there are 49 other states where there are other people who might be willing to come to Massachusetts to work. That built-in bias, okay, is blinding you to other candidates. So you want to always remain open to acknowledge in your own mind, you know what, maybe I've got to look at other people. Acknowledge the bias, and then go through it. Next, how do we achieve diversity? You achieve diversity by recognizing that in terms of building your workforce, you have to recruit, train, and retrain different people at different levels with different perspectives. Accept it and move on from it. Okay? Grow with it, appreciate it. Because again, starting from the beginning, in that recruitment process, in the training process, the retraining process, people are going to bring different backgrounds to you. And as a result of that, you're going to want to be able to use those. Not fight them, but use them. That's a very important concept to take away from this course as you move forward. Okay? That's the Tao Te Chi, the art of war. In business, it is not to overcome your enemy. It's to absorb them into you, to make their strengths your strengths, and to eliminate their weaknesses. Next, how do you maintain diversity? Well, it sounds corny, but it's true. You have to appreciate that people are different. And you know what? That's okay. A matter of fact, as we said in the other 3, we want different people around. And we want to adapt what we do to the skills that they bring to our business. It is not enough for a company to simply say, yep, people are different. The next step beyond that is to say, yep, they're different, they're bringing me something, let me use that. Think of the value of a company that can learn from its employees what people who have similar backgrounds are looking for. That becomes a very strong company, because that's why we want you here, right? You bring an experience that, hey, when I was growing up, I saw X and I would like that. Okay, then let's use that. So it's these ideas going forward, the idea of diversity, of embracing it and building on it, that are very important as a manager. And that as you go forward in your careers, you want to really focus on it. And you want to make sure your company focuses on it, so that you build the strongest, most diverse company possible. See you soon in Chapter 12.